Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your December the 10th Spiritual Principle a Day in a Meditation. I hope you're doing well. The title of the meditation is A Focus on We Brings Out the Best in Me. Tradition 1 asks us to shift our perspective. For the first time, we comes before me. Guiding Principles, Tradition 1 for members. Each and every addict who comes to NA and hears the message is able to do so only as the direct result of members serving NA. Plenty of NA literature discusses the paradox of keeping what we have by giving it away. And our traditions outline a practical guide for doing so. As this tradition 1 quotation indicates, it starts by thinking about the good of the group before thinking of ourselves. As addicts, putting anything ahead of ourselves is a foreign concept. Some of the first things we do in NA are perfect practice for this. In my first year, I never wanted to share, one member wrote. A home group member told me that I had to start opening my mouth or I would be stealing. I thought I had nothing to offer, but when I shared, I realized it wasn't about me. Being part of NA by sharing or taking service commitments helps us, but it's not just for us. When we share in a meeting, when we show up early to set up chairs, we are actively participating in the common welfare of NA. The same holds true as gain clean time. One member shared, when I had a few years clean, I told my sponsor that all the meetings I had been going to were pretty bad lately. My sponsor suggested I start focusing on what I was bringing to the meeting instead of what I was getting out of it. And wouldn't you know, suddenly I was going to a lot of good meetings. Contributing to our common welfare lets us be the we. We focus on giving instead of getting at the group level and beyond. And we find that the way we experience recovery gets better and better. Shifting the focus from me to we doesn't mean disappearing from the picture. I will bring the best of me to NA so that we will all do much better. We'll all do much better as a result. Let me repeat that. I will bring the best of me to NA so that we all will do much better as a result. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Powerful, talking about we versus me and how oftentimes we go right back to self-centeredness. I think in one of my podcasts, I said that, being self-concerned is so innate because when we're talking about surviving or existing, we naturally go to our own selves, our own spirit, our own minds, our own physicality. We go back to us wherever we are. We go to ourselves. So I'm not saying it's not okay. Don't get that. It's okay to be self-caring and take care of ourselves, right? Because the best self that I am having is what I also present to the people I love. But this self-centeredness has a different feel to it. It's where you're only concerned about what benefits you. And we do it all the time. 30-something years later, I still have a tendency to analyze things from my self perspective, whether this or that works for me, right? And this is what it's talking about. When I am so concerned about myself in relationship now to Narcotics Anonymous, I'm not in a position where I'm contributing anything to anyone else's self, right? This individual here, there's a couple of them there they're talking about, but this individual is saying, you know what? I was complaining to my sponsor, like the meetings lately that I've been going to, they haven't been that great. And this person received a soft check from their sponsor. Instead of worrying about what you're getting out of the meeting, think about what you're bringing to the meeting. And it's such a flippant response from people. It's such a flippant response from sponsors. What are you doing? You're going to a meeting. Why are you so focused on yourself? What are you bringing to that meeting? If you're complaining about it, what are you bringing to it? You know, some of the meetings I chair, people come in and they're able to share and they complain about this and that. And I always say, if you can see a way to make it better, get on service, get in a position to do service here because we need help. But if you're not a giver, you're just a taker, right? You just come to meetings and take from the meeting, and then you have the audacity to complain. Start doing something to support the meeting. And there's different ways it talks about it. There's different ways to be supportive of the meeting, to help the meeting, to help Narcotics Anonymous. There's various ways. I can't remember what year it was, but there's this lady, and she sponsored quite a few difficult people. Let's put it like that. Difficult people, and she sponsored them. And I never saw her do any service work on a group level. And I remember before I knew all the people that she actually was sponsoring, I remember judging her because she never did any service work. Never. She'd come to a meeting and sit contently and quietly towards the back or on the wall, right? I knew so little about her to even pass that sort of judgment. And I was having a conversation with someone. I was like, who's your sponsor, girl? And she told me who her sponsor was. And I was like, really? She said, oh, we get together every month. You should see this picture we recently took. And I said, oh, where were you guys? Oh, we were at a sponsorship meeting. I said, she sponsors people, huh? I said, that's service work. She says, yeah, there's about 7 of us that she sponsors. And I could never figure it out. She makes time for each and every one of us individually. And she works a full-time job. I was like, what? Are you serious? I was shocked that this person was that involved in the lives of others in Narcotics Anonymous, and I had completely written her off as someone that just takes, not offering anything. How judgmental. That's horrible. It's so judgmental, right? So people give in different ways. There's different ways for us to contribute or focus on the we. And it brings out the best in each of us individually when we do that. I hope you have enjoyed today's podcast, today's meditation. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to have a beautiful day on purpose in a difficult circumstance. I'm sure you're aware, right? But I'm committed to the day. I'm committed to showing up. And I want for you to show up. I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. Make December 10th the most beautiful day, the most beautiful December 10th you've had. I know you can do it. Talk to you tomorrow. We'll spend some time tomorrow talking over the meditations. Have a beautiful day.